Good tasting water, hops, malted grains, and yeast are all that's needed to create most of the world's great beer styles, from light lagers to rich stouts and everything in between. Now, brewing your own world-class beers at home has never been easier. Speidel, tank and container manufacturer, presents Speidel's Braumeister. Designed specifically for the small format brewer, Speidel's Braumeister comes in 3 sizes: the 20-liter, 5 gallons, the 50-liter, 13 gallons, and the 200-liter size, which is 50 gallons. Built entirely out of high-quality stainless steel, the Braumeister will give years of dependable rust-free service, and its compact design allows it to fit into your kitchen. A powerful electric heating element is automatically regulated by the built-in temperature controller. Built-in pumps circulate the liquid up through the grain bed on a continuous basis. This allows an even and precise heating of the mash, and it makes the system incredibly efficient. At the end of the mash cycle, simply lift the grains out of the liquid. Position the malt basket to sit on the top edge of the unit. Once the liquid has drained out, set the grains aside to be disposed of later. By varying your basic ingredients and recipes, with your Braumeister, you will be able to create any beer style you like. Brewing with the Braumeister begins by simply filling the unit with a good source of fresh, clean water. The recommended fill volume is indicated by a notch on the center post. You fill to this level. The built-in controller controls both the heating and the pumping throughout the entire brewing process. Once the water is filled, place the malt basket assembly into the unit. Now we add our cracked grains and stir thoroughly to avoid any dry pockets or clumping. Once the grains are evenly mixed, place the upper screen onto the grain bed and secure into place using the retaining bar and wing nut. Tighten the nut until finger tight. Once assembled, we are now ready to start the brewing process. Simply push the start button and the Braumeister will automatically control the heating and pumping as it goes through its programmed mash cycle. Starch is converted to sugar in 4 stages. The first stage is called the protein rest. It happens around 126 degrees Fahrenheit and lasts for around 5 minutes. The second stage is called the maltose rest. It happens at around 144 degrees Fahrenheit and lasts for around 30 minutes. The third stage is the saccharification rest. It happens at around 162 degrees Fahrenheit and lasts for around 20 minutes. The fourth stage is the mash out. It happens at around 172 degrees Fahrenheit and lasts for around 15 minutes. Since the heating and time parameters for any of the 4 stages can easily be modified, with the Braumeister, any beer style is possible. When the mash cycle is complete, remove the grains using the included handle as seen here. Position the malt basket on the top edge of the unit and allow the grains to drain. Once the liquid is drained out, set the grains aside to be discarded later. At the start of the boil, we make our hops addition. The amount of hops and how often we add them is determined by our recipe. The Braumeister uses a concentrated brewing method. At the end of the boil, you will need to add water and adjust your starting gravity as necessary. Now that the boil is over, it's time to turn off the Braumeister and begin the cooling. Please note, the Braumeister does not come with a chiller, but you can choose one from our many options. Once the wort has been cooled to around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, we can add our yeast and begin fermentation. When the fermentation is over, you can keg or bottle your beer. Fresh-made beer usually benefits from a 1 to 2 week aging period. Once this initial aging period is up, you and your friends can start enjoying the fruits of your labors. The Braumeister 200-liter system was designed for brewing clubs, small format microbreweries, and is ideal as a pilot system for testing new recipes for large breweries. When brewing with the 200-liter system, the setup and the concept is the same as with the smaller systems. You add your milled grains, stir to remove any pockets or dry clumps, insert the upper screen, and secure into place using a wing nut. Once we have everything set up, go ahead and start the Braumeister, and it will automatically start to go through its programmed brewing cycle. At the end of the mash cycle, lift the grains out, allow them to drain, and set them aside using the built-in crane. Now we add our hops and begin the boil. At the end of the boil, the wort can be cooled with the built-in cooling jacket. It can then be transferred to the fermenter using the built-in pump. We also supply the jacketed fermenters and the glycol system for the 200-liter Braumeister. Built entirely out of high-quality stainless steel and employing an innovative and patented brewing design, Speidel's Braumeister was created to help you brew great beer from the very first time. You provide the ingredients, and it does the rest for you. And finally, isn't this what it's all about? Sharing your delicious home-brewed beer with friends and family.